Thinking about the first days she met Jin until the time they said goodbye to each other, tears suddenly fell from her eyes. One drop, two drops rolled down her cheeks. She tried to hold back her tears, hiding them with a fake smile. When the taxi came to take her to the subway, she sat absent-mindedly in the car, looking out the window, suddenly realized she had missed many things over the years. Everything has changed. Over the past 3 years, in order to forget the painful truth that Jin had disappeared from the world, she had buried her head in books, studying, and fantasizing about what if Jin had not disappeared. And she hasn't returned hometown for 3 years. She felt so weak, so stubborn. When she got to the train station, she got out, paid the driver, and found a train to go back to her grandfather's hometown. This train was empty. Every seat was quite comfortable, so she fell asleep. When she came to this remote countryside, the first person she thought of was Jin. The mountain she got lost in 11 years ago seems to have become taller and greener. This place used to be a village but is now no different from a modern small town. When she returned to her uncle's house, the two uncles and aunts ran out happily and said, "You're back? Long time no see. 3 years. Why do you have so many things?" "I plan to stay here and work. I already have a job." Her two uncles showed surprise and joy on their faces. Auntie said, "That's great. Hotaru will work and live here. You and your brother will also have people to rely on. So where will you live?" "I will find a house to rent." The aunt said, "You can stay here." "No, it's really bothering you too. When I have free time, I'll come visit you too." "Okay then. But remember to come visit us on the weekend," Hotaru answered decisively. "Sure." After saying goodbye to the two of them, Hotaru went to see the inn. Because the land here is extremely large, the inn is not small. She rented a house with one living room, one kitchen, one bathroom, and one bedroom. Honestly, she saw it as no different than a smaller version of a townhouse. Then, she decided to rent this house. She really admires the fact that the rent here is really cheap. This is probably a new page in Hotaru's life. During her high school years, she participated in many seminars on interior design. She used all the skills and knowledge. It took 3 to 4 hours to choose furniture. Originally, she was an extrovert, but because of Jin's story, she gradually closed her heart, doing everything without being careless, having to be very careful because Jin didn't know that the boy was a human, so he touched him and he disappeared. Every piece of wood, every glass, every table, every chair, there was nothing that she didn't check over and over again. She brought home what she bought herself. It took her 2 days to rearrange them. The house used to be empty but is now sparklingly beautiful. She started packing her personal items. Suddenly her face became surprised. Jin's mask, yukata. All her memories with Jin suddenly came back and were strung together like a roll of film. She tried to fight those memories. She tried to tell herself Jin was disappeared. She felt that keeping these things here was a bit inappropriate, so she put those two things in a sealed box and carefully wrote the words, "Jin's stuff."